The sending and receiving of emails is a big part of our everyday lives. But what is proper email etiquette? It's a good idea to introduce yourself at the start of an email. Don't assume that the person receiving it knows who you are. Keep it simple with your name, position, and organization. For example, my name is Sam Ellis. I'm the administration assistant for Planes International. If you're emailing a colleague or someone with whom you have an established working relationship, an introduction is not necessary, but remember to keep your correspondence professional. Write concisely and to the point. State the purpose of your email within the first 2 sentences and include lots of white space to make it easier to read. Use simple but friendly language and keep the use of exclamation marks and emoticons to a minimum. Match the tone of your emails to those of the person you're sending them to. If they're polite and formal, then be polite and formal. If they're relaxed, be relaxed. When signing off an email, use yours sincerely if you know the name of the recipient, and yours faithfully if you don't. If in doubt, simply put thanks. A standard signature block includes your name, position, organization, contact number, and work address. Links to your social media and website are also a good idea. The most important part of an email is the subject line. It should describe the email's content in a clear, concise manner. Anything too vague could be trashed by the recipient, while subject lines that are written in all upper or lowercase might end up classed as spam. The look of the email is as important as the content. It's good practice to use classic fonts, sizes, and colors. Check your company policy to see what you should be using. Proofread all emails a few times before sending, and don't just rely on spell check to find errors. One of the worst things you can do is to accidentally send an email before you've finished writing it. Getting into the habit of adding the email addresses last will help to prevent this. If you're sending to multiple people, then BCC or blind carbon copy the email addresses to hide them from the recipients and maintain privacy. The high priority option is often overused, so think about the importance of your email before selecting it. Delivery in red receipts can be annoying for the recipient to deal with. If you need a response, request a reply in your email. What about attachments? Try to avoid sending large or multiple attachments, as these can clog up a recipient's inbox. If you need to send a large attachment, be sure to warn the recipient first. Don't send more than 2 attachments, unless it has been otherwise requested, and make sure they have logical names. How quickly should I reply to emails? It's best to respond to emails in a timely manner. However, this doesn't mean you have to respond the second it arrives. For external emails, responding within 24 to 48 hours is acceptable. Reply to all emails you're sent, even if you aren't the intended recipient. It's polite and notifies the sender that the email hasn't reached its destination. To avoid multiple one-line responses like thanks or much appreciated, putting no reply necessary at the top of emails helps to prevent your inbox filling up with unnecessary replies. If you're forwarding an email on to someone, think about whether they really need to see it. If the answer is yes, summarize the content in your email so it's easier to understand. What are the big don'ts? Email correspondence lasts forever, so don't email angry. And don't make disparaging comments about others, especially your boss. If you're cancelling a meeting, delivering bad news, or believe the topic has become too confused, don't email, phone. Be careful with confidential information. It's not a good idea to send it via email. If it ends up in the wrong hands, you could face serious legal repercussions. What if I'm away? Then set up an automatic out-of-office response. Include the length of your absence, an alternate contact, and put out of office in the subject line. Your email is a reflection of you and your organization. Remember to introduce yourself appropriately, read through your emails before hitting send, and respond in a polite and timely manner.